All right, so we are calling to order, this is not a special meeting, this is advertised, meeting of the Clark County Election Board. Myself, Andrew Steele, with me, Tony Singleton and Ryan Lynch, our clerk. We've called this meeting to basically interview two candidates for the position of election technician to serve alongside Mr. Bubby Bissing. The previous mechanic, Nick Mobley, served us with honor and integrity, and I want to note that he did a great job for us, and but he's stepping aside, so we've got this position to fill, and we have two candidates, James Despinet and I'll call you Wayne.
Yeah.
Wayne Townsend, who have submitted applications, and we've got you guys here alphabetically. Basically, because the election board has to conduct all of its business publicly, or come to find out, we couldn't even interview you guys privately, so we are being recorded, and we're going to interview you publicly, so that this is being streamed on Facebook, and I'll move that we approve the minutes from, I'm sorry, just the only other order of business is approval of the minutes from the April 8th meeting. Having reviewed it and signed it, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. So back to it, we got to interview you guys publicly. I don't think we've ever had to do this. When Nick came to us, there was nobody else. So with that, we'll start with you alphabetically on the list.
Sure.
Give us, why are you qualified for election technician?
I have been around the election process and, the political aspect of things for many years here in Clark County. Since I was 18, I've been involved in the county politics, even before that with my dad. But in the recent times, we all know that things have kind of ran disarray here in Clark County, and people in certain positions abuse power, and, it's just the outcome of nature of the beast. So I wanted to, continue the integrity that Nick Mobley has, and, the accountability for the county, on the Republican side. And just move forward in a positive manner. I feel like I'm young and eager to continue my career in politics or behind the scenes, if you will, in Clark County. And, I don't have any plans on going anywhere else or doing anything else other than living here. And, it's been something I've been brought up around, and I feel like, I fit this glove pretty well. I'm young, I'm able to do things, and I can take time off from work and be available and, get everything set up accordingly and keep the integrity that Nick has. I spoke with Nick, and, already in previous to me even, talking to Ryan, we're putting my name in the hat to see, kind of what his thoughts were. And, you can, if you need to reach out to him, I'm sure he would, have some comment. But, I feel like right now is the time to really have this thing as accurate and as close to, us as possible. This is the heartbeat of the county, is the election process. So, that's what has to be accurate.
Cool. Let me ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
What do you do full time?
I'm in construction sales now.
And describe for us what that means.
So I'm an account manager. So I manage accounts for multi-unit and apartment complexes, nursing homes, stuff like that. We do all construction, general contracting work. So I'm in charge of making sure that those guys do their job correctly and accurately, and all the budgeting for that is done correctly. And then obviously I earn commissions through that type of thing. And if the numbers aren't correct, then I don't get paid. So in the whole, that's what I do. And, you know, we do multi-million-dollar projects.
Yeah.
So,
How long have you worked? What's the name of the company? Is it
Stark, yes.
And how long have you worked for them?
well, we actually just merged with this company. I was self-employed before this, and then we just merged with them. They bought us out, and we've been there for about 2 months now. But before that, you know, I was self-employed for 3 years, and before that, I worked here at the sheriff's office.
Right. Because I am familiar somewhat, obviously.
Right.
Hadn't worked at the sheriff's office. With your schedule for Stark, what's your average weekly hours?
I usually try to be at the office by 7:30, and you know, and then depending on how the day goes and how much, you know, if somebody's blowing up my phone because they have a bunch of problems at a property, you know, it's pretty flexible on the back end. You know, if I need to be off at 4 or 5, or you know, if I have to work till 6, you know, that's kind of my own prerogative. You know, it's just kind of how I manage my own stuff. It will kind of be how my day plays out.
So you're expecting, you're not expecting any kind of, I just don't want you to be hassled by management if you've got a commitment to us.
No, yeah, and you know, I've already taken off for election day, just regardless. I usually take off every election day.
There'll be more
You
than
know,
just election day.
yeah, you know, so when it comes to really figuring out what exactly those time frames are, you know, I can go to my boss Jeremy. He's a sole owner and he's a family friend, and say, hey, look, you know, this is something that I've wanted to do, and this is something that they've gave me the responsibility of doing, and I'm going to have to be here and there at certain times during the day. You know, if I have to take PTO, then it is what it is. You know,
With the company, have you had any other discussion with them about taking this position, adding it basically to your responsibilities? Because, you know, sometimes companies don't like people to be involved in politics. Do you expect any kind of backlash or?
no, if anything, they want to be more involved in the community.
Okay.
So they encourage stuff like this.
Okay. If stop me at any time if you guys think of anything while I'm asking.
You're asking all the questions I was going through. So.
When you had discussed the job with Nick, he kind of gave you the rundown that the Vissing family has basically done this job for us for decades
Correct.
and decades, and so it's kind of like the legacy position. And Nick understood he's not the computer genius, but in time, if you develop enough expertise, you'll be called on to help us with the count tech. Basically, only one person can type and sit in the chair at the same time.
Right.
And so a large portion of the junior position is a lot of physical moving around. Getting the machines to the proper locations and getting them set up, and then knowing and understanding the guts of the M100, which is the voting machine that we use. DS200, not the M100. The M100 was the battleship. The DS200. With all of that being said, do you feel like you're up to that challenge?
Yeah, and you know, even moving forward, you know, I want somebody that is fair across the board. You know, it doesn't really matter when it comes to elections. It doesn't matter what party you are, as long as we have fair elections. That's the main goal. And
And truthfully, your fairness helps. However, this is a grunt labor job.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. And you know, I worked in the field for the
Yeah.
last 3 years. You know, every day out in the truck. So you know that doesn't bother me. You know, I just kind of went back into an office position in the last couple of weeks. So you know,
Right.
that side of things I'm not worried about. And you know, I want to be somebody that you all can count on, regardless of the party affiliation, every year, to know that it's going to be done correct and accurate.
Excellent.
So, you mind if I?
Yeah, go.
How comfortable are you learning new equipment and new systems and stuff like that?
I'll catch on pretty quick in hand. You know, you could read me something, I might not retain it as well, but if I can get in there and learn it or read it myself or watch a video myself, you know, it doesn't take very long for me to pick up on stuff. Especially electronics, you know. I'm 30, I'll be 31 next month, so I kind of got brought up in the video game computer world anyway.
I know with the election management system that we use, it's arcane. And it's not necessarily difficult, it just takes, and Bub's the one that's basically done it for years, just knowing step by step how to process basically the data. It is as simple as clicking, like inserting a thumb drive and clicking, but it all goes back to the beginning with the machine, that if you don't turn it off correctly, a whole host of other things can happen where the data might not get saved correctly, and then we've got other issues.
Sure.
Is there anything else you want to add for us?
No, I mean, I'm grateful for the opportunity, I know,
Yeah,
I know Wayne,
to have good candidates.
decent enough to know he's a good guy. So, whether it's me or him, I think we're in good hands.
It doesn't mean that you still won't be called upon.
Sure.
Right,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
if either one of you don't, basically my feeling is we're gonna put your name in the Rolodex so that if we do have a short
Correct.
or we have an emergency, if one of you, I mean, this is the way I would do it, if one of you is sick or down, and if you're still available and you wanna participate, or vice versa, I say pick up the phone
Right.
and call.
And like I said, I'm already off on election day. So even if it is that case, where, Lord forbid something does, if he's sick or whatever, whoever it may be, I'm available at least, for sure on election day, even at this very moment.
Right. Yeah, because the part of the issue that's time sensitive with this is we're a month away, less than a month away
Correct.
from primaries, and we wanted to basically give whoever the position goes to plenty of opportunity to basically learn the ropes as fast as possible. It's going to be basically got it. First time out, and nobody knows how to do it until they start doing it. You fake it till you make it, and then you figure it out.
Absolutely.
I can't think of anything else to ask, unless you guys got anything else.
Not for just Burnett, no.
No? If I have any other questions, don't go.
Oh, yeah, I'm hanging out.
So, Wayne, introduce yourself, let us know, tell us what's going on and why you're a good candidate for this position.
No, well, Wayne Townsend, I've met you once or twice. Of course, I've met you several times.
Yes.
Worked at Clarksville Police Department, been there for 18 years now. As far as the election thing goes, I think it's just time, over the past 10, 12 years or so, it's gotten nasty. I think it's just time to inject some fresh faces, fresh blood into the political scene. I mean, I've not been extremely active in it in the past, but I just think now that it's time to take a more active role, because you can't complain until you get involved. And it's just a first step. This was mentioned to me by Bubby. I was like, that might be the way to go then, to start getting into this scene, if you want to call it that.
It's my experience that the mechanic's position is basically unseen and unheard. You don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so, and then you don't realize how important they are. And I also tell people that don't complain about elections until you've actually worked on an election day. And not for a campaign, but for the county as a poll worker, or a clerk that has to look at somebody's signature, and then about a million things. Tell us some things about your training and experience that would benefit us if you were to work for us here as our second mechanic.
I'm a very detailed person. I've been a supervisor for 13 years now at the police department. I'm the uniform commander now, in charge of the entire patrol division. It's just checking the box to make sure everybody is following our SOPs, doing what they're supposed to be doing. Just make sure everything is squared away with the largest moving part of the police department. So I've always been, there's electronics. Same with Bub. I grew up, I'm a little bit older, but same thing. I grew up with electronics. It's very, it's pretty easy for people our age to absorb this stuff. And, you know, Bubby kind of explained it to me a little bit. So I feel like I would be comfortable jumping right in and catching on pretty quickly. It seems Bubba would as well.
Similar question, your full-time employment is with the Clarksville Police Department. Basically the same things I asked Bubba is, are you gonna be able to take this position and work for us? We're gonna have some training days, we're gonna have obviously primary and general day, but then there's also the Saturday prior to those days, we're gonna have distribution of material set up of each of the polling locations around the county. So it's gonna require either after work time or extra time when Bubby's available too. Do you anticipate any kind of static from your employer being involved in this?
No, and I've already talked to them a little bit about it, and they didn't have a problem with it. As far as availability, I can make my own schedule. I've got a gazillion days of off time, but I mean, as long as I get my 40 hours in, they don't care when I work. I can work 8 to 4, I can work midnight to, you know, I can do whatever. So the time, taking time for this is
So
not a problem.
basically for both of you, with plenty of notice, you all don't anticipate any kind of static or any other problems with your employers?
You can call, you can call me an hour, but it doesn't matter.
And similar, it's like, could you help us out if Bubba got the job? Would you still be willing to help us? Because we've never done this before or interviewed for this position, it's kind of unique where I think we should build a Rolodex of people that want to be involved. And it's just the Republican position is open. In your discussions with Bubby and in your discussions with Nick, you probably figured out that the party affiliation really is the smallest part of the job.
Yeah.
And that the number one thing that you're going to get, you will get questioned on, and if people complain, it'll be politically toned questions. It's like, how could you, or somebody might get upset, or they'll say something, that the Chinese have satellite technology that can record those ballots and change them. You will hear that kind of stuff. And we train you to do it correctly and to respond correctly to those kind of questions, not in a standoff way, but basically to give people a friendly reality check about how this really works. And when you're working with our machines, you'll see there's no cloud that can magically change your ballot or change your vote. Is there anything else you want to add? And Ryan or Tony, jump in for Wayne if you've got any other questions. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, that's
So, like, kind of building off what he said, elections are, in my opinion, can be some of the most high stress times for people in general, because people put a lot into, the emotion into elections. So, being out in the field, which this position on election day is going to be out in the field at polling locations. We have machines that are acting up. You go out and work on them. Kind of like he said, that you're going to get these people who are maybe reacting emotionally to you guys, and that's fine. It's the name of the game. How do you guys? And I'll start with you since we're going in order. How do you handle high stress situations? In this particular instance, how would you handle it?
Well, in this particular instance, you have the facts to back up, anything. The facts and the evidence is there. The machine, it can't be changed. Nothing can be done maliciously, within the machine itself. So, I think the stress factor there is just going to be a person-to-person interaction more than, anything. And I worked in the jail, stressful situations in a personal, area, and he deals with it every day, so that's something that I feel like it is pretty easy to be navigated, you know, it's just because the evidence there, the hard facts are there.
Same as Bubby, I've got 18 years of dealing with people who confrontational, they fly off the handle. I mean, I've never had a problem dealing with it yet. We always get issues resolved, so I wouldn't see a problem with, Chinese robots and whatnot, other weird accusations that people have come up with.
I'm gonna ask, you don't believe in Chinese robots, do you?
No, well, I mean, there's robots, but I don't think they're here.
I mean, everything's a robot nowadays, but I mean, I think everything the
Yeah, with
Chinese robot in it.
with the
You know.
coming of our computer overlords.
But I don't
AI.
think, there's somebody over here sitting in an office somewhere
Yeah, it's,
downloading the cloud and changing stuff.
Yeah, going after Clark County.
well, I mean,
The Oregon Township trustee's position.
there have been previous elections where people don't know the facts about how elections actually run. And they make claims based on no information and real rumors and innuendo. And part of our duty here is to make sure that that information goes out. In the mechanic's position, it's the least seen, least vocal position, but I'm expecting if we bring you on that you can comport yourself in a way that just displays professionalism, stick to the job at hand, get this thing done, and do it to the best of your ability. And, every side's got people that come up with some crazy stuff. And we like the cold, the lukewarm middle.
Right.
We don't want to be on either wing, especially when it comes to making sure that people trust the integrity of our election system and can rely on us to put out correct and accurate results, which we've never screwed that up. And sometimes it has been a unbelievable task to make sure that we did it correctly. But as long as I've sat here, I've never signed anything that I did not believe was 100% accurate, and I don't think either of these two would either. And I've been here a while, so I can attest to that. And we pulled 24-hour shifts trying to make sure that we had it correctly with no sleep until we got it done.
26.
Yeah. Well, what was it, 2015 city election?
I wasn't here then.
Oh, well.
I was just thinking back to the
Oh,
last
I'm just thinking of the
General
nightmare with
26.
the
2024, we were here for 26 hours and we did not go home and eat supper. We did not go home and eat breakfast. We
Yes.
were down there in the pits of the
I
basement.
Right
remember
here.
that.
Got here at 5 a.m. on Tuesday, and I went home at 3 the next day.
Yes.
Did anybody tell you that we went home and slept?
yes, and we expect the same from you. Of course, the job comes with compensation, and all of that will be covered later. But yeah, I can't think unless you've got anything else you want to add for us.
I don't think so.
So real quick, just like you touched on it earlier, we have 29 polling locations throughout the county. I'm assuming with both of you traveling from the furthest out to the closest isn't an issue on election day or any time in between as far as transportation and stuff like that goes.
Yeah, from Borden to Bethlehem in a single day, you will go back and forth.
No, New Wash, we don't have that one anymore.
Oh, we don't have
That's right.
Bethlehem.
That's still probably an hour drive.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I've been in every inch of this county, I feel like, so.
It's one of those things that I really love my home county. Floyd County can go somewhere else, man. I don't care. I love Clark County, and it's just the way it's gonna be. And there's days where I try to plan my lunch on election days when I'm out near the chicken house. So
Yeah.
if I'm out near a car, I might try to stop there and get my lunch. But depends on how busy we are. If it's a low turnout day, some days it's too hectic and you don't ever get a chance. So yeah, it can be pretty nuts. I don't have any other questions.
Good. I am good.
I don't know how to deliberate this either, because I
Can
know
we
we've
go-
got to
The
do it
law says
publicly.
that we can deliberate in private.
Yeah, we can go into executive session.
We just can't We can't interview them, and we can't make a decision publicly or in private. We have to
Okay.
make a decision.
So I move that we go into executive session.
All right. Do we kick them out or?
They can, yeah,
Sure.
they can.
Kick us out.
Cut the recording.
Yeah, don't go too far. Yeah, we need to have an opportunity to talk.
Absolutely.
So just chill out in the hallway?
Yeah.
Yeah, just go in front of the front office, there's benches.
Yeah.
Open this door.
No.
Please.
Yeah.
Please do.
Thank you, ma'am. Are we still recording? Or?
We're not recording.
Okay.
We are not.
The light is red, is it?
It's on. It's off.
It
That
roll.
house has holes in the ceiling.
Recording again now.
And they're trying to hang out, and your house is worth $10,000. Take the 20 that the town's offering you, get going with it.
All right. We are back on. In our discussion, I was trying to plan ahead and I was trying to think of the questions I could ask you guys that would help brace you for what this job really entails. She is gonna ask the next set of questions, and we only wanna hear yes answers.
Okay.
But
Yes.
basically, she's gonna describe some more aspects of this position that I realize it's
Kind
just,
of
there's
asked, but
so
not.
much, and I know I didn't ask enough, so she's gonna describe it, and then we're gonna put it to you. Can you do all these things?
So, we kinda got stuck on election night. I just wanted to tell how many real days there is. We have testing night that's about 28 days before, so the machines there has to be a few machines ready for that testing night and make sure that everything's running smoothly, even, with what we have. We have training for the poll workers, which is 6 days, with both of you being new. I would like to see if you all could come to the training to just learn more about it, because if you're gonna be out there, no matter, the mechanics get brought up in training, I give out your cell phone numbers, and they will, like, if they say, the paper's jammed, I'm like, call mechanics, because that's what I focus on you guys for. It takes about a few weeks to test and prepare all the machines downstairs. We have DS200s where the ballots go in, and we have auto marks that go out to the things for the ADA compliance, and they all have to be tested also. And those are probably all older than all of us here. And then there's also 2 full days of machine drop-offs, which is usually like a Wednesday and Friday or a Thursday, Friday before the Tuesday election. There is paperwork that has to be filled out for that. And then there's 2 full days after the election to pick up those machines and bring them back. And then we have about the week and a half after the elections. I don't know, since being here, I've been here 7 years, it seems like we have some meetings that sometimes have short notice, like with working, and I get it. I mean, but both guys have been flexible and been able to been here, or we can work in between, like, hey, can you do 2? No, I can't do 2, I can do 3. Like, so we can meet in the middle, but there's sometimes that, like, hey, there's a noon deadline, we have to get this done. Like, say testing night doesn't go well for some odd reason and we have to do a retest again. It may be only the next day or 2 days or whatever. It depends on what the problem was, if there was a problem. It can kind of be swirly, because I feel like I'm texting Bumpy a lot saying, hey, can you be here tomorrow at 4? Oh,
Right.
hey, that media come in today, I'll have it downstairs for you, or hey, so you just kind of get random texts from me. I try to keep everybody prepared. But
So,
it's a lot more than just election. I mean, Bumpy is down there a lot. And on
Ideally, we have
weekends and-
someone who matches Bubby. Like,
Yeah.
We want someone who's
Mhm.
gonna, at least me personally, who wants someone who's gonna learn alongside Bubby, and hopefully be available at the times that Bubby is here. Sometimes it's 2 days from
And-
now in the
yeah.
middle of the afternoon,
And
and
he
sometimes
does
it's
work
in the evening.
a regular job also, so
Right.
it's not like he's, only available during the day. He's usually here at night or on the weekends.
Right.
I mean, Easter weekend, he was gonna be in here testing machines, but I didn't have media for him, so he got to take the day off. But he does a lot of weekends.
So,
Really, the month leading up to the election
Yeah,
and the month
it's
after
hectic.
the election is
Yeah.
yeah,
very chaotic, and it's very, honestly, it's hard to plan. I would love to give you guys dates, before that and say, this is when we're gonna meet, this. It's just not realistic with the way the elections.
yeah, with, I'm sorry, Ryan.
No, I'm done, you're good.
Yeah, it's not just election day. And I didn't want you guys to think that if I was asking softball questions, that it was gonna be a hassle-free experience. Those guys, Nick and Bubby, even for the time that Bubby's done it, it still is a monumental amount of work. And I didn't want you guys to not be prepared, regardless of who our decision is going with. At the same time, do you guys feel like you can still do that? I mean, I asked you about static with your employer. What I really mean is, can you be here on an hour to 2 hour notice with your employer and basically end up having to stay for 4 to 6 hours while we roll out machines, do testing on testing day? You know, you'll still be responsible to us up to certification of the final results, which means provisional day and sometimes provisional week, because sometimes we'll run ballots 2 separate times, because if people have provisionals and they bring us their information, we may have a stack that are qualified and can be counted, but then we've still got another stack of people that have until noon on the 10th day to get that stuff turned into us. And, you know, Bubby's always here to fire up that computer downstairs and run it.
Yeah, this position, it makes, now, if you're okay with me saying how much it
Go for
pay, I
it.
mean, it makes $17,000 a year, $8,500 for each election, but you're working for it. Like, and
Yeah, it's,
essentially we're
you
paying,
will earn every penny of it.
so you know,
So I didn't want to, that's the reason why we called you guys back, is let Angela tell you what the job really means, because she is on the ground running the office on a daily basis and is the main coordinator for our elections, the person that the county has hired to full time do this thing. And so she's de facto us speaking to you and then telling you how we need this done and then working it out. With all of that, do you guys still feel good about doing it? Like, knowing that this is more than just a single day. This is,
Yeah, I mean,
Several
when I
days.
spoke with Nick and, just did my own homework, I realized it was more than just election day.
Yeah.
But I knew for sure I had to be 100% available on that day, so I went ahead and took off.
Right.
If it comes to the point where I need a couple half days or, whatever it is with, the other person's schedule, we can maneuver that.
and she was right. Your cell phone will become public information. Your inspectors and judges at all of the locations are going to be calling you like crazy, not just on election day, but setup day. So the Sunday night before, they should all be there, plugging their machines in, making sure everything's tested and running. They've got enough extension cords and all shit like that. And so you could be getting a call at 8 o'clock, Charlestown Middle School, which we don't vote at Charlestown Middle School
Yes, you
anymore.
do.
We do?
Mhm.
I thought
Middle and
Just
high.
left.
Okay, okay. Charlestown Middle School, I meant Clarksville Middle School.
Oh, correct.
That's the Renaissance Academy.
Yes.
right.
But regardless, I mean, if they're setting up and they've got a problem and you're available and Bubby can't, we're gonna need you to go over there and turn the machine on correctly for them so that they don't screw it up. And then all the training, it's like power off, then remove the stick, the memory stick. So, I didn't want to throw softballs to you.
And then also in the middle of the night, if it's after 4 o'clock and you doze off and sitting next to me, you will have your picture taken. That is a fact.
And you might have a mustache or something wrong. No,
We don't have nights like that.
it's not. I've done this for a long time and have been in some all night situations where it gets lonely in the basement when there are candidates that left and they have MF'd you down this hallway because you are preventing them from winning an election. That's what they believe, that you've done this to them. So, it gets to a point where I don't care what party you're in. Solidarity is literally the man in the foxhole next to you, and it comes to a point where I don't care who is on the other side when they are, slinging it. you gotta be able to keep your calm and, not blow. I've come to some of these where we've had contested races and you're just kinda like, Lord. I didn't realize, this office was gonna be, this is the one that's gonna spark some kind of riot down here. But that kind of stuff has happened in the time that I've done it, so, all right. Well, do we wanna go back into executive session now that we've had a little bit more,
I think that's,
and you guys feel good with what we've told you?
Absolutely.
And you're still 100% committed? All right. We're gonna light a candle, and then you gotta put your hand over it and hold it there longer than the other guy, and then that's how we're gonna decide who gets the job.
That's
You need a lighter?
Are we on? We're back. Here's the deal. You both are really good candidates, and we haven't made a decision. So originally, we were gonna meet next Wednesday at noon to make our final deliberation. We've talked about it briefly here in executive session, and we wanna take some more time to weigh it out.
not together.
Not to get,
yeah,
just so the public knows, we're not conferring outside of here. It's just all three of us have things we want to consider.
I don't think they're gonna be required to come on,
No,
is it
no.
the afternoon?
Next Wednesday, we'll contact you and say, hey, thanks, or hey, we're gonna go with you for now. We've had some discussion here, and it was some of our questions. It was like, if we had to pick one of you, would the other one still be willing to help us out if we needed it? And we would do whatever we could to make sure you were compensated appropriately. That kind of suggestion is very enticing, but we're filling one Republican mechanic seat, and if we were going to add more, I don't feel like I've been prepared enough to notify my party to say, hey, do we have any candidates if we were going to have, instead of 2 mechanics, 4 mechanics, because we kind of have to keep matching it up, so that suggestion is very enticing, but then again, we also have a budget, and I can't spend the county money. Again, we're not talking about a fortune here, but that's a sizable chunk of change, and as Angela outlined, you're gonna earn it. None of us believe that we're, living high on the hog based on our compensation for being on the election board. And being a county employee already, they dock my taxes out of it too, so it's like I don't even get to feel good about taking the money.
But it's a credit to both of you that,
Yeah,
it's
both
like,
you
I
guys-
was really hoping that one of you would suck.
Or one of you would say,
You know.
I like him too much, I want him to have, something.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I've told both of them, whoever we decide to go with, I want to keep your other name on us because, over the course of my time doing this, we had a complete, meltdown one time at the Sellersburg Legion, where we had to vote outside in the spring, and those machines had to be moved outdoors. We had to bring a generator in to run the power, and so weird stuff can happen. And sometimes knowing that we've got somebody in an emergency that may be able to come and help us out, if you've been through the training, you're essentially us, our proxies. And our county, we do it a little bit differently. It's just the way we've done it. And some counties just take whoever they send from the vendor. Some counties may have a situation kind of like us, but Clark County is kind of unique because we've always had, basically the Vissig family has helped us run our elections for 75 years. I mean, as long as I can remember. If it wasn't Bubby, it was his dad, Gus. So
Dad pretty much started it, didn't
I mean, it's been a long time. And, that's going back to pull the lever, flip the switch, open the curtain, and walk out. So that being said, we just need some more time to weigh it out. And then you guys don't need to worry about meeting with us next Wednesday. We're only going to meet briefly on the record to talk about basically who our choices are. That's our deliberation. We have to do that publicly. And then we'll just notify you with whatever the decision is, and hopefully you won't spurn us, and that you'll come back and help us. Regardless of who we pick, I'm going to encourage either one of you to commit yourself to working an election day. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but we need all the help we can get. And because Republicans have the inspector spots right now, you guys, at whatever polling location you decided to go work at, you would be an inspector on that job. So
Or
basically,
central count.
yeah, or central count, and you would be overseeing that entire polling location. The money ain't as good, but it is valuable experience to literally see how this thing goes down. And it, again, people don't know until they've done it, and they can complain from the back row all they want until they've had to, well, go to a nursing home and collect a vote from a quadriplegic, right? Who does not vote the way you think. And he was like, I had no idea that guy was gonna vote that way. And I was like, neither did I. You know, and it's like, we gotta collect the vote. So we're gonna go, and 2 by 2, we're gonna sit here and talk you through this ballot. It's that kind of stuff that, you know, basically jury duty and working elections. And if you don't take it seriously, I'm tired of hearing people complain, right? So it's that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
All right, so till next Wednesday at noon, we've already scheduled a meeting and published for that. I'll move that we adjourn, and thank you guys very much. I'm grateful that we're weighing this out. And
I'll second that, by the
Yeah.
way.
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, and then